Good morning, viewers. How is everyone today? I thought I'd start off my talk today with the beginning of what I consider to be the start of my life, which is just at about 10 to 13. In those years, my belief is that's what develops somebody. When I was about 12, I had a disagreement, a fight between me and a kid named David Robinson. It was over a Lego tank made by Tyco. I don't even think they make Legos anymore, but it came in its own case. It was fucking cool. I left it on my porch, and this kid David Robinson walked by, and he was like, "Hey," and he decided to take it. I saw him actually playing with my Lego set on his front porch. I snapped at him. I was like, "What? You stole my shit, and you're kids." And all mad at each other. I knew he did it. He didn't care. He did it. From that day forward, we were enemies. And I would chase him every time I saw him. I was gonna beat his ass. The kid ran from me all the time. And then one day, hanging out with a buddy of mine, Sean Cosman. I think I was about 13. We're up in his apartment on the second floor. And he looked out the window and he saw David. And he said, "Hey, isn't that kid that stole your Legos?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." And I knew he would never expect me to come out of that house. So I flew down the stairs and out the door and onto Belmont and Sacramento Avenue. That kid saw me. He was on a mountain bike. He started pedaling as fast as he could. I was chasing him down the street, almost keeping up with him. I kinda tripped, and I almost fell and hit my face on the bike tire. And I was so terrified. I was like, "Oh my god, I would have lost my face." I just stopped chasing him, let him go. A couple hours later, we're sitting on my front porch, me and my friends. Chicago police roll up and get out of their car. Does anybody know an Adam Habel? And I'm like, "Oh, I'm Adam Habel." And they're like, "Come with us." Go down to the 17th district. I'm down there for about an hour or two. They ask me my name and shit like that. My mom comes in the room and says to me, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" I said, "What? I didn't do anything." And she says, "I don't want to hear it this time. You beat that kid with a lead pipe." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" She's like, "Don't act like you don't know. You beat that kid David Robinson in the head with a lead pipe. That's what the police are telling me." I said to my mother right there, that very moment, I was like, "Mom, if I hit you in the head with a lead pipe, do you think you'd be talking?" And my mom looked up. She was like, "Wait a minute, officer." She called the cop in. She goes, "Where's he hurt?" The cop said, "In his head." And she goes, "Are you sure?" And the police officer walked into the other room where David was, asked him, "Where did he hit you?" And he pointed to his head. The cop, in the report, it actually says, felt on his head, pushed on it, not a single ow. But the police told my mom it was too late. I was already charged with assault and battery. I now had my first felony. Cost my mom thousands. I had to plead no contest. Oh, was I fucking pissed. I did nothing wrong. Put a bad taste in my mouth. So, the next event, same friends. We're hanging out at Elston Play Lot, the house next door to the park. Believe it or not, my friend Doug lived there. He was cool. Him and his mom had money. You could tell they were rich. They had went on vacation, and his mom left the pantry window open. My friends noticed it, and they were like, hey, they're gone for a couple weeks. We go in there, they got shit. And I'm just like, man, dude, it's my friend Doug's house, so I'm not robbing it, but my friends won't stop talking about it. They're talking about spray painting the walls and breaking shit, and I'm just like, no. So my best thought was, you know what? I'm gonna go with them. I'll keep them from destroying the house. Take the minimum possible. So I broke in the house with my friends, went through the window. My friend Milan was the first to go. He went in, made himself a sandwich, got a pop, came back out, left the door open. Yeah, no one's there. Your sandwich. We all went through. I remember there being a water jug with change. This is what I decided we would split. Lon started taking shit. I don't remember who was with us. I think it was Sean. He started taking shit. And we all left. Out the back door of this house was Milan's house. With Milan's, we split up the booty. And we went home. It was later that night. The police show up at my house, banging on the fucking windows and doors. This is the police, open up. My mom comes out of bed screaming, what is this? And I'm like, fuck. And the cops, she opens the door, the cops come in. I admit, I did. Here's the change. Took a couple CDs. Here it all is. We got down to the police station. And it turned out that my friends had gone back without me. And they stole more and more and more. They almost emptied that house. Well, during this, my buddy Milan, again, smart as could be, decided to steal liquor from the people that was stealing things. He didn't want them to know. He was going to take this liquor. He was going to keep it for himself. So, he filled his jacket with a bunch of bottles of liquor, and he brought them over to the railroad tracks. He hit them up there. Came back down, went in the house. I only know this because one of the neighbors saw him very suspiciously walking out of the neighbor's house holding his jacket like that. Like he had a bunch of stuff in it. That day, the neighbor and Doug came home from vacation and found their house destroyed. Cops show up. The neighbor came over, told him what she saw. It's almost like an episode of fucking Forensic Files or, some crime show. That led to Milan's house. Milan tricked on Sean. Sean tricked on me. Believe it or not, I told on Sean and Milan. You're the only two I knew about. But apparently they got little Mikey involved. They got someone else involved too. I don't remember since there was 5 of us in the end. Oh, the table that night at the police station was filled. I mean, they said it was like an estimated fucking $20,000-$30,000 they stole. The funny thing about this is, at night, they all telling him it was my idea. And even the cops put in their report, if it was Adam's idea, why is he the only one with $22 in change? 12 CDs or something like that. Somehow I got out of that with a month in juvenile hall, probation. Oh, that was the start of a change. I missed all of my 8th grade. That was a period of my life. I don't want to go too long. I'll talk forever. I get off on tangents sometimes. So, till next time, it gets even better now. This is where it really starts. At least I think so. Alright. I'll see you guys tomorrow or the next day. Have a wonderful day. Take it easy. Later.